Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform, our platform, to become your spiritual server. And welcome, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, and Virgo Rising, where anybody just wants to hang out with the Virgo Tribe and develop that energy to your August 2018 report. Thank you so much for joining me, Virgo. And we're going to dive into a little bit of the astrology, into the cards, to see what's going on with you this month. Well, we are coming off, at the time of me making this, that new moon solar eclipse in Leo, 18 degrees, which for you was the 12th house. So a new spiritual self, a new spiritual revival, a new sense of connection to spirit. Interesting enough, though, we drew the root chakra as the card that you need to focus on, at least at the start of this. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well in the physical world. Kind of interesting, though, right, that you would draw the root chakra. I'm very interested to see how the rest of the reading will play out, considering that, you know, we do have Venus in your second house of Libra, so this is you finding a deeper sense of self-worth and self-value. But a lot of this is going to be, of course, based off of, you know, this solar eclipse, because since this solar eclipse for you happened in the 12th house, this is a deeply spiritual time for you, the sun being in your 12th house. And for Virgo, having, you know, Leo as their 12th house, that radiant, powerful energy, it's kind of interesting how it's supposed to have the 12th house is the hidden house, or the hidden zone, yet Virgo has the largest energy there. So it's almost kind of like you can't really hide from God. You can't really hide from Source, no matter how hard you try. You really can't hide, Virgo. That's kind of why you're a bit of a perfectionist. That's why you kind of are a bit, you know, I would say melancholic within, like, your mind, trying to figure out all these different things and trying to figure out where everything is supposed to go, is because you're trying to be perfect for God. You're trying to be perfect for Source, and really what you should embrace is just to simply be. I think the root chakra here coming up is kind of reminding you to not worry so much about a lot of the big stuff and a lot of the big picture. You know, this happened, like I said, this eclipse happened for you in your 12th house. So let Spirit, let God, Goddess, and Source take care of a lot of those big details for you. Right now, this is time for you to get grounded. Make sure that you're eating well. Make sure that you're drinking a lot of water. Make sure that you're going outside and getting 15 minutes of sun or something like that. Making sure that you're walking on the grass. You know, making sure that you're just deep breathing. Reminding yourself to breathe. You know, reminding yourself to breathe deeply. You know. And to really appreciate and value the body, which is a sacred temple. So I really think that's what this is about, and I feel that even your self-worth and your confidence will actually increase when you address the body as a sacred temple. Let's see what else we have going on here. Those cards, these three cards just kind of, four cards, excuse me. They kind of just fell out, and one of them is reversed. So we have the Nine of Cups, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Three of Wands, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is very interesting. So what I see this as is that I'm going to read this kind of as a story. The Nine of Cups is a very powerful card. It's a beautiful card because it's talking about some level of emotional, maybe even material success that makes you, it makes you feel good. So you're kind of cheersing to the moment. It's like, yes, I've made it. But it's interesting enough, we actually have the Four of Cups here. So maybe you're kind of feeling that whatever it is that you have achieved, you're kind of wanting to go to the next level. Like you're already or maybe the Nine of Cups here is you kind of almost settling. You know, you're trying to make it to that Ten of Cups energy, but it's like you're almost okay with being at the Nine of Cups energy. You almost have settled, and you're not trying to raise your baseline frequency of what you can attract into your reality. So this Four of Cups energy is kind of bring a level of disillusionment where it's like, you know, you're going to be offered, because, like, you know, in traditional tarot, it shows like this cup is being offered to this person, but they're kind of sitting under the tree, just kind of contemplating life and stuff. And that can be you right now. It could be like, you could be so trapped in your head and in your mind right now, contemplating life, trying to figure out where things need to go, trying to figure out how things are supposed to look, and trying to say, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got this deadline, I got this deadline. And instead of with the root chakra, it's like, just Just chill, breathe. Feel the tree that you're leaning on. Feel the grass beneath your feet and your bottom. Just feel into the moment. You're being offered a beautiful miracle by the universe. And it's a great opportunity to expand your world. This is the Three of Wands, which speaks to you expanding your world, expanding your vision, going out there and creating more for yourself. I think the Four of Cups energy, though, I feel like it's come in because I think you intuitively know this. And since we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like you may be afraid of the hard work, which is interesting because pretty much almost all the Virgos I know are very hard workers. You know, they're very hard workers, they're very organized, which probably helps too, to be very organized. But this might even be a moment where you've kind of been feeling like, man, I've been working so hard. I've already been working so hard. Why do I have to keep doing this? Like, why do I have to... You know, maybe you want a bit of a break. You know, maybe you do want a bit of a break. And the Eight of Pentacles in reverse here, I think what it's saying is that, you know, you don't have to go about this in the old way that you did. And honestly, you can't. You have no choice. That solar eclipse was in your 12th house. So it was a very karmic solar eclipse for you, especially Virgo. So you have no choice but to kind of go about this differently. I wouldn't so much focus on any work that you may perceive as mounting up on your plate. I would instead just see this as a beautiful opportunity to really expand your world and to move forward. You don't have to take 10,000 steps. Like, well, it's good to walk 10,000 steps a day. But you don't have to take 10,000 steps metaphorically in, like, you know, one day. You can just take it a step at a time, you know. It's like, if you're trying to, like, you know, Virgo, you rule, you know, health and stuff like that. So say if you're trying to get back into shape and stuff like that, you don't need to go straight into benching 200 pounds, man. Develop your form first. Develop your form. That's actually coming through right now beautifully. Develop your form. And it doesn't necessarily have to be with exercising, but I'm going to use this metaphor. Develop your form before you take on more than you can handle. And really, the universe is not going to give you, you know, what you can't handle, right? But you may have this tendency to kind of want to overshoot where you think that you're able to do, or overshoot your capabilities, because you're, like I said, you are looking towards the future and you are feeling good about where things are, but there's a little bit of stagnation. And yeah, there's things to do, there's work to be done. But instead of trying to this is the root chakra, right? This isn't the crown chakra, this is the root chakra. This is worrying about those other details, not looking at the big picture of the crown, but handling the basic necessities. So take it one step at a time, Virgo. It's really going to be important. Don't overshoot, you know. If you're, like I said, if you're trying to get back into shape, you don't have to run 5 miles on the first day that you go back into it. Try to run a mile. Try to run half a mile. Try to walk a mile. Just do stuff like that. That's really what's going to allow you to move forward, because once you build step by step, day by day, then this Eight of Pentacles in reverse is not going to seem so huge. It's not going to seem like a huge mound of paperwork that you're having to deal with. Let's see what else we have going on for you, Virgo. Alright. Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's a big chunk of cards right there. I'm going to leave the bottom 2, and I'm going to take that bottom one right there. Alright. So, this card right here that we have is the Ten of Swords, which definitely speaks to some type of ending. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and right here, we have, oh wow, this is actually not that bad. We have the Emperor, we have the Six of Wands, and we also have Judgment in reverse. So what I'm feeling here is that you, with the Ten of Wands here, and it's the way that I had it, it's laid on top of the Eight of Pentacles. So there's definitely something that's kind of coming to a bit of an abrupt end. There's definitely something that, and I feel like for you, it's probably a routine. It's a routine, and it's, you know, Virgo, I would suggest for you to create a little morning routine for you to really set the vibration of the day. And it doesn't have to be anything super, super complicated. I recently have kind of come into a morning little routine that I do that doesn't take too long, but it sets me up in the right vibration. And honestly, it's like these past few days I've been feeling my baseline frequency is higher than it has been, so it's very nice. But the Ten of Swords here is definitely speaking to some type of end. It's definitely speaking to some type of abrupt ending, and it probably is just going to be something that has to do with your day-to-day reality. It might have to do with your health as well, but I'm not really feeling that. We do have the Two of Pentacles up top in reverse. So this is, I like to think of the Two of Pentacles as like you trying to bridge one type of manifestation to another, because a lot of times it shows kind of like someone juggling. I have even one deck where it shows like a rainbow going from one side to the other. So maybe it's like you're trying to kind of get your footing on this manifestation, but you're kind of hitting a stall. You're kind of hitting like a it's like you're trying to start your car, and it's like it's like you're trying to, and it's not so much that your car sucks. It's not so much that your car doesn't work. I think even almost a better example is that you're kind of going from, I think even almost a better example could be like you're trying to drive a manual car and you're trying to figure out how to work the clutch and stuff like that, and maybe it's just not fitting into the grooves exactly, you know. We do have the Emperor with the Six of Wands here, so in your mind you are focused on success. You are focused on completing this task, completing this goal. You are definitely focused on the future, and you're focused on, you know, being received well. You care about your image, interesting enough. But we do have the Judgment card in reverse, which for me is saying that you need to release all judgments on yourself, release judgments on other people, release judgments on how you think life is supposed to be right now, because right now you are in a deeply spiritual time. The sun is in your 12th house. You're going through a spiritual upheaval, a spiritual cleanse, a karmic, you're working through karmic implications and ties to people and stories that you're having to wrap up. So this is definitely a time where to let go and let God. That's really what this is about, to let go and let God. But know that you are moving forward. Know that you definitely have a reason to be focused on the future, and you're looking to create something and manifest something rather great. But if you're feeling a little frustrated to why it's not manifesting as fast, there's a reason for that. The card that fell out, we actually have the Lover's card that fell out. Interesting enough. Wow, so for some of you all, this could be a relationship that I'm not going to say it's turned stale, but maybe you're trying to kind of put a little bit more passion into the relationship. That's for those of you who are coupled, or maybe this your partner can kind of see that you're a bit frustrated, and they may even be trying to help you to see all the beauty that's in your life and all the things to be grateful for, but maybe you're kind of disallowing yourself from seeing it because you're so focused on having to know everything right now. Really, you should kind of just take it easy and go with the flow. For those of you who aren't coupled, this could signal to the fact that maybe you're holding on to being single and you are supposed to meet someone new. You know, Venus is in your second house, so especially for those of you who you've been working on your self-worth and your self-confidence with Venus in your sign, especially if you go out and you go out on a night on the town, or with your dudes, or with your girlfriends, whatever like that, and you know, you go to different social events, you definitely can attract someone into your life who I could see being, I don't know if they could be a soulmate or a twin flame, or this could just be someone that you have great compatibility with. I'm kind of feeling it's the latter though. Let's see what else we have here. This card just fell down. We have the Fool. Interesting. So this is definitely a time to let go and let God. You are not trying to force anything right now. And the bottom of the deck, we actually have is the Ten of Cups. You see that? So you would actually achieve your objective this month, Virgo, because you go from the Nine of Cups, you start with that, and then you hit the Ten of Cups. But the way that you do that is you embrace the energy of the Fool. You go with the flow of life. You allow God and Goddess to guide you. You don't worry about all the details. You don't worry about this work that you feel is mounting up. You don't worry about the old life, the old routine, the old way. This is time for a new way, a new life, a new beginning, a new paradigm shift. Some of you I'm just saying this, some of you are desperately holding on to being single, probably because you've been hurt in the past. You've been hurt in the past, but some of you are desperately holding on to being single. And somebody has presented themselves to you. Now I'm kind of going back on what I'm saying. This person is a soulmate, Virgo. This person is definitely a soulmate. If you're coupled and you're wondering if they're a soulmate, they probably are, and it may even hurt, because it's not always easy, right? People want twin flames and soulmate relationships. It's not always easy. These are the people, these are the beings that push you. You know, these are the ones that really push you to become your greatest version. And of course, you have to take initiative and push yourself. But these are the people that really bring out those qualities in you. So this Ten of Cups energy means that you can absolutely manifest this deeper emotional satisfaction and feeling like, yeah, life is going well. I have a lot of things to be grateful for. Things are moving forward. But check your perceptions. That's really your theme. Check your perceptions, Virgo. Check your perceptions. And you are mutable earth, so you are, a sign definitely of perception, but for you it's physical. So it's like, for you, it comes through what you physically manifest. But since you're mutable, you can change it. So check your perceptions, get grounded this month, don't be so rigid, allow flow and synchronicity into your life, and I promise you, you will achieve that success that you are looking for. That is it for your reading, Virgo. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to theaquarianadepts.com. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.